Hey there everybody, got another set of mods here for you. These are the electric guqins. I saw a video on YouTube, somebody playing one of these things, and it was a really pretty piece of music, and I love the sound of the instrument, so I decided to get one. And now, what a guqin is actually, I guess you would describe it as an acoustic, fretless, laptop, baritone guitar. This larger one here has a 44-inch scale length, and the smaller one is a 36-inch scale length. I originally ordered the smaller one, but it got hung up in customs for so long that I thought it was lost, and so then I ordered the larger one to replace it. And then apparently they set the larger one in the same corner where they had been keeping the smaller one in customs for the last 6 months, and they shipped them both out at the same time, and they arrived at the same time on the same day. So instead of getting one, I ended up getting two. And they're both very beautiful instruments. There are videos on YouTube that show how these things are made. It's pretty involved in order to make one of these things. It's, on the order of making like a hollow body guitar at least, if not an acoustic kind of a thing. So now, one of the things, like I said, hollow body. Let me see if I can get the phone to behave here without pressing any buttons or covering up the mic. They do actually have a hollow body, and they have two openings. One down here near what you would call, I guess, the nut, and then another one kind of a sound hole kind of in the center of the body. In order to electrify these things, I tried all kinds of stuff. They do, at least this one has metal strings, so you can get it to pick up with a magnetic pickup. So you can get sound out of it that way, but obviously, fitting a pickup to this thing is problematic at best, especially if you don't want to cut it up a whole bunch, hack the heck out of it. So I tried, let's see, what did I try? First I tried passive microphones, and I'd try sticking them right here by the bridge. I'd try putting them in the sound holes. I'd try aiming them different directions in the sound holes, things like that. I tried other spots under the body and on the body, up and down the body, trying to get them to work. Passive mics didn't do it. I went to powered mics with a hypercardioid. You could pick up some things, but it had big squeal and feedback issues. For example, at one point I had I believe it was a Pile brand passive that was mounted more or less facing straight down here, and it would pick up sound, but you couldn't really get a whole lot of volume out of it before you started getting into feedback. So then I switched to a powered hypercardioid mic, hoping that would help with the feedback issues, but it only reduced it. It didn't really eliminate the problem. And I even went so far as trying boom mic and soundboard in order to get this thing to go. And I'd hook it up and run it through an amp and into a cab, and I'd have to try covering the cab with blankets and aiming the cab out the front door of the house and that kind of stuff in order to keep it from feeding back. So just ridiculous. Just really not happening. So then finally, I decided to try a disc piezo pickup. and I moved them all around. I found that they did pick up the sound adequately. They didn't have big feedback issues. And moving them all around, I discovered that right here by the bridge, or on the tail of the bridge, seems to be the best position for them for picking up sound. So all I did was I just put a disc piezo right there, and they just, from there it just runs down around the end and gets wired to a jack. Down around the end and wired to a jack, and that's all it took. And boom, all of a sudden you've got, a guqin that you can plug right into a board and then send it out to an amp or cab or whatever. So yeah, I'm really pleased. It took a lot of experimentation, but in the end I was able to find a decent solution that's like not overly invasive or anything like that, so it didn't really have to carve them up or chop them up or cut them up a whole bunch. These little covers here, I originally got them. I was going to use them for tuner keys for the Oriental build, but I didn't end up using them for that, so they ended up making just the perfect size cover that looks kind of appropriate for these things in order to hide the disc piezos. And that's about it for this one. I'll go ahead and put links in the description to both the video for the song that I originally heard on one of these. That the thing sounded like something out of a Sergio Leone Western, and I was just totally entranced. So yeah, so I'll put a link to that video, and also there's a guy on YouTube who does a guitar cover of that song, and it's a really good cover. It's probably as flawless as you can do it on a guitar as opposed to a real guqin. So I'll try to find both of those videos and put links in the description. And until the next build, everybody have a good one.